Hello folks, welcome to MSFS. We are in the Quest 3 today using the link cable, and we're going to fly out of East Midlands in the beautiful A2A Comanche over to Derbyshire. I'm just going to fly over Carston Water, Lady Bower Reservoir, perhaps a bit over Snake Pass and into Manchester. And yeah, this video, I'm not expecting it to get any views at all, to be honest, but this is going to be, a new thing on the channel. I'm getting back to just showing you flying videos. I don't necessarily need to be showing you brand new things all the time. I'd like to share my flying with you as well. And of course we'll talk about VR and my feelings on the Quest 3 as we go. So it's a very cold day today. Unfortunately, I did start the recording with a full startup and everything, which was really cool because you could hear the Comanche splutter into life. But unfortunately, I was trying to use the Oculus mirror as my source, but it just does not want to play ball at all. It just stutters so much. So I lost about 20 minutes of the video already, which is very frustrating and unfortunately part of being a VR YouTuber. But never mind. We'll make the best of it. Oh, she's still spluttering a little bit. It's very cold, as I say. Probably going to need a bit of carb heat. We have to be very careful of icing as well. Right, landing light on, strobe light on, fuel pump is on, fuel mixture is fully rich, prop is fully forward, T's and P's are all good, cylinder head temperature is in the green. And we'll have one stage of flaps here. I'm in the Docker LTH2 as always. And let's go flying. Oh, feel that kick. Ha, I love it. Feel that kick in the backside there. Oh wow, she wants to fly already. That was a very short takeoff roll, I must say. Have a quick look at the airport. I'll flash on the screen now who it's by, because I always forget. Begins with P. But yeah, what an amazing rendition of East Midlands, and I've been there many times in real life. So yeah, the Quest 3, you're going to see more of it on the channel from now on, folks, because now that the software is maturing, and now that I've got my accessories, which I also have a video on, I'm really enjoying this headset. A lot more than I thought I would. And you know, I've tried all of the high-end headsets as well. So yeah, Quest Link. I definitely in some ways prefer it. It feels sharper to me. Less artifacts, which kind of makes sense, I suppose, because my network isn't great. I have got like a massively long link cable to go from my computer, which is like really far away from me because I'm in my motion rig. But I got this off Amazon years ago and it seems to be doing the job absolutely fine. But yeah, it does look really good. As I look out there, it's not quite the same, looking out into the distance as it is with the spheric lenses, or say a pancake lens headset which is a DisplayPort connection like the Big Screen Beyond. It's just pin sharp out to the horizon. However, with my super sampling and settings that I've dialed in, it's good enough. It is good enough. So before we head to our first waypoint, Carston Water, I'd just like to say this video is proudly sponsored by FS Academy. They've been a sponsor to the channel now for years, and there's a good reason for that, because they do produce the best tutorials for this sim. Whether you're an airline captain or GA pilot like me, there's definitely something there for you, especially as all of the training packages come with necessary charts, procedures, and they are from a real world airline captain, and it really feels like he's there beside you giving the instructions. It feels very natural and flowing, so I'd highly recommend that everybody on this channel at least gives one of their tutorial packages a go, because it feels very rewarding when you learn something new in the sim. And all the links for FS Academy will be in the description below. So this is Carston Water. We'll just do a bit of a loop round it. I remember once when I first passed my test, I went for a drive round here, and what did I have? I had the Peugeot 2A6, I think, at the time, and it broke down, and I didn't have any, breakdown cover or anything like that. So I had to go to the nearby Quick Fit. It turned out my my brakes, well, I had no brake pads left, and I wrecked my discs, and it cost me about as much as it cost me for the car. I think it was like 500 quid or something. And they couldn't get the parts in to the next day, so I had to find a hotel to stay in for the night. That was fun, not? I'd only passed my test about a couple of weeks as well. What a noob. Actually, I've got another story. Just a couple of years ago, we had a crazy hot New Year's Day, if you remember, and I went for a spin on my bike with Melissa, and I went around this area and decided to park my bike up near this sort of grassy verge, which ended up being a swamp, and I ended up nearly getting stuck in the grassy area with my bike, and you should have seen it. It was absolutely caked in mud. So I guess I should probably stay away from Carsten water. It's probably a bit of bad luck for me, thinking about it. So with this particular aircraft, I've just fitted the GTN 750. It cost me a lot of money. It's the first time I'm flying my Comanche with it, and I must admit, it's very nice to have some modern avionics in the cockpit. Oh, just got a nice stutter there. See, guys, it happens to me as well. You know, I get stutters too. And regardless of all the top tips I give you and VR settings, there's always going to be that odd stutter here and there. But in terms of frame rate, at the moment I am locked solid at 40 frames per second. I've chosen to lock it at that because for some reason with link cable, asynchronous space warp doesn't work so well as virtual desktop for me. But this is the next best thing. And in some ways it's better than using motion projection, because without asynchronous space warp, so I keep saying two different things, it's the same thing by the way, motion projection and asynchronous space warp is the same thing. You actually do get a sharper image without it. And with the way I've got this set up, it is almost as sharp as the Reaver G2 in the centre. It's very close. But then I've got it across the entire lens, which makes it feel sharper. I think that's where some people get a bit confused when they say the Quest 3 is sharper than the G2. It's because the Quest 3 has better sharpness across, you know, pretty much the whole lens, which does make all the difference. Again though, comparing, which I wasn't intending on doing, but comparing the link cable to virtual desktop, I do feel that the colours look a lot more washed out with the link cable than they do with virtual desktop. So the next series of videos I'm going to be doing in terms of flying is a ferry flight all the way from the UK to America in the Black Square TBM. I did this particular journey in X-Plane 11 many years ago, just before MSFS was first released. And I did a series of videos on that just before Christmas. Well, I feel it's now time to do that again in MSFS. Oh yeah, this is the life, guys. This is the life. And if I remember, I'll just put a few shots of some of my biking shenanigans and car shenanigans around Derbyshire. And as you can see, MSFS looks pretty much identical to the real thing. So this is the Orbex points of interest of Lady Bower, and you can see here it definitely needs an update. It's been like this for ages. Those textures are completely wrong, but never mind. I'd rather have that than nothing at all. I've also got some drone footage of Lady Bower just before they stopped people doing that. It's now illegal to do it, but again, if I've got any of that footage or I remember, I'll just bang it on now. See their fantastic views. I think that was with my Maverick Mini drone, which has now been all over Europe with me on the back of my bike in my top box. I've got some amazing footage, especially of my recent trip to Slovenia, Croatia, Switzerland, Italy and Germany. I've got some amazing drone footage, which I can't wait to edit all that together and put it on the channel. Because every now and then I do like to post up some of my real world sort of biking trips. That's Mam Tor over there. I think Edale is over in this direction. And you've got the Home Firth antenna as well over there. Another great biking road. I can see it. You probably can't see it on the screen, but I can actually see that antenna really clearly in the Quest 3. It's one of those things, guys, that if I just had this headset, I think this is a good thing for you to know. If I just had the Quest 3, I would be very happy with it. And I would use it every day for flying. Honestly. And that's having used, as you know, all of the high-end headsets on the market. If I just had a Quest 3, I'd be happy to just live with this. If someone just took the Crystal off me tomorrow and the Aero and all the rest of them, and I just had this left, I'll be a bit annoyed. You know, I'm not going to lie, but I would get over it very quickly, because this experience I'm, you know, feeling right now in the headset is one of pure joy. I just love it. I absolutely love this. This is fantastic. The Quest 3 has got to a point where image quality is fantastic in VR, really. Especially for this kind of flying anyway, which is my favourite way of flying, VFR. So there we are, that is Snake Pass. And over there is Manchester, which is where we're going to be going, because I'm going to change aircraft and fly the Black Square Baron after this, which I won't share on the, you know, I won't be posting that video, but I thought I'd just share a little bit of my day of flying today on the channel. Now, I just want to say, folks, thank you so much for all your support on the channel. As I said before, I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, because I get quite emotional about VR, and I think some people think that it's fake, or they think I'm doing it to sell a product. It's all bullshit, folks. Honestly, I am this excited about aviation and VR. This is just the way I am. And I'm not going to change for anybody. If you don't like it, don't subscribe. Bugger off, you know. Find somewhere else to annoy. But it makes no difference to me. I'm not going to change who I am and what this channel's about. And that is the pure passion and joy of VR. Whether it's flying videos, showing new hardware, showing hints and tips, VR settings, and, you know, the odd biking video. That's what this channel's all about, really. And the community that I've managed to build up quite by accident is absolutely incredible. Like my Discord, it's like we're a bunch of friends, you know, over there. It's fantastic. And I don't know about you guys, I don't really have a lot of people in my real world life to chat about VR. And bless her, Melissa, she hears enough about it as it is. So it's great to be able to connect and engage with everybody. And I don't know, it's great that we can just share in this passion together. Anyway, enough of me waffling. Let's now get on the approach and head into Manchester. I kind of wanted to fly over the city, actually, but tell you what, let's do that. Let's fly over the city and then do a left downwind instead. Oh yeah, that works pretty well. Not as good as X-Plane though, to be honest. I used to love using the controllers in X-Plane. Whoa! What was that noise? I think something's just broken, guys. Did you hear that noise? Let me just quickly check to see. Oh no, we've got a flat failure. Do you know, that's so funny, isn't it? I've flown this aircraft for 35 hours, not one thing's happened. I press the record button and I get a failure. Well, there we are. Okay, in which case we've got to be very careful about that, because if we now use our flaps on approach, that could be a very bad idea. Because if one flap goes down and the other one doesn't, or one gets stuck down, we're going to be completely sort of uncoordinated, and that could lead into a spin if we're close to sort of approach speed. So I'll tell you what, we'll scrap going over Manchester, and we'll see if we can get this bird on the ground, because this has turned into a bit of an emergency now. So make sure we're below 150 mile an hour, and we'll put the gear down, make sure that's indicating. I'm going to land long on purpose. There's no need to give ourselves a massively long taxi for no reason. Going to kick in a bit more right rudder and left aileron. She does side slip a treat, this thing. I mean, the flight modelling is like no other bird, really. The best way I can describe it is it feels like X-Plane in MSFS flying this thing. It's so fluid. Okay, a little bit of power here. And gently does it. And there we go. You see how the sun visor kind of shaked as well. You really feel when you land, you know, that you've actually just contacted the ground. It's just those little details. It's just not in any other aircraft out there at the moment. Well, we've made it down. So at least that's something. In fact, take that off, take that off. Fuel pump can come off as well. Just back the mixture off a little bit. And we best go to the maintenance shed, see what's happened. Right, anyway, I'm going to taxi back now. It's going to take a while. And I'll see you in a moment. And we'll have a look at that flap to see if we can see any visible damage. I'm too busy looking at this airliner. Just look at this. Let's have a closer look. Is this an A380, folks? My airliner knowledge is not the best. That looks absolutely friggin' massive in VR. Wow. I remember the first time I ever tried VR in a flight sim. It was X-Plane. And just looking at the airliners really shocked me. Just the sheer scale of them. Right, I'll tell you what, let's just park here. This'll do. There we go. That'll do. So I hope you enjoyed that flight, guys, today. Right, let's have a look here then to see what's happened here. So we've got a flap failure here. There is an issue somewhere in the linkage to this flap. Something is wearing and scraping when moving it. It should be fixed now as a flap failure in flight is dangerous. See, I can read that no problem in the Quest. So I'm not sure. Does the walk around work still in VR? Yes, it does. But we can't really see anything. No, that's not what I wanted. So I'm trying to move it, but nothing's happening. But yeah, we'll get that fixed up. Love how that works in VR. That's very cool. Open this up here. Just kind of straighten myself up a bit. Thank you so much for watching, folks. As always, I'm going to do a series, as I say, flying from the UK to America in the Black Square TBM. That's going to be fun, hopefully. And as I say, I appreciate all your support on the channel. I'll see you again very soon. Take care and bye for now. Oh, it's chilly today. My goodness, it's cold. Time to have a cup of tea in the cafe. Maybe a bacon roll.